Good morning, y'all. Good morning. This is your girl, Mariah Sincere, and I am a self love coach who specializes in helping women radically transform their lives through one on one coaching. I am proof I did it myself. Within a matter of 6 months, I changed my entire life. I was unhappy with my life at the beginning of the year. I decided I wanted to move to another country. Within 6 months, I developed a plan and I executed, and now I'm living here in the beautiful Medellin, Colombia. So, if you are interested in that type of change, or if you feel like you want to just stay in the United States and you need an overhaul on your life and an accountability partner, feel free to reach out to me at thepassportsis@gmail.com to schedule a consultation. With that said, guys, I apologize for my tardiness. I'm not going to get on camera today because honestly and truly, I just do not look the part. I woke up a little bit late, so I'm not going to put all this morning ugly in y'all face. But today, guys, we're still going to have an interesting show. I'm just waiting on some people to get up in here. I forgot to post on Instagram that I'm going live. Let me do that real quick. Y'all just remember, as y'all are coming in, to hit the like button and make sure that you subscribe so that my message can get circulated across these YouTube streets even more. It was palpable. It felt like blows. Okay, let me just create a quick little story. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Again, I apologize for my tardiness. I had a late start today, but I said I'm still going to get up here and talk to my people. All right, guys. So we have a few things to discuss today. Now I will open it up when I get done talking about what I want to talk about. Hi, good morning. Hey, Olivia, how are you? Beautiful. Hey, y'all. Y'all remember to hit the like button as y'all come in. So I have a few things I want to talk about today, and then I will open the floor up to talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Now, I tried to get the rest of that Kim Porter book, but you have to order it. Like, they don't have it on PDF anywhere. And everywhere else that is claiming they have it on PDF, everybody is saying it's a scam. Hi, Ayil. Ayil Benizak. Okay, I hope I'm saying your name right. Hey, oh, you're coming from Great Britain. I know that's right, sir. Let me tell you something. I have been listening to nothing but UK rap for like the past month. When I tell y'all that industry is taking off, those brothers over there can rap. The music is good. It's better than US rap. It really is. And I feel like anybody who is not already listening to UK rap, y'all need to like check it out. I really like Central C and Dave. I like Dave a lot. So let me know if I'm lying. I yield, but I really like UK rap. So I'm glad to see you here. I'm good, girl. How are you? Listening while I get ready for work. I know that's right. See, and that's the vibes I wanted to get. Get you ready for your morning. Get you ready for your morning. Okay, guys. So before we get started, I do have a quote of the day for you. Again, this is from Marianne Williamson. I love her, my favorite author. So it's: know who you are and who lives within you, and moving mountains will seem small compared to what you can do. And isn't that the truth? I remember there were things that I'm doing now that a few years ago seemed impossible to me. But now I see things so differently And the things that seemed like a big mountain, the things that seemed unsurmountable, now just seem so small. It's like I've set my eyes on even bigger goals, right? But that all came through me getting to know myself, setting aside time to be alone, working on my doubts, working on my fears. Instead of saying I can't do something, asking myself, how can I do something? So that's the vibes that I want to inspire for y'all today. Seize the morning. Y'all are already doing better than most people. Y'all are up, moving around early in the morning, getting your day started. So, like, win the morning and understand that you can win the day. And all your dreams take is you winning day after day after day after day, taking it step by step by step. That's it. That's all. It's really nothing to it. Don't make things seem bigger than what they are. UK rap is okay. I don't listen to UK rap. Britain lacks quality beat makers. What? I feel like the beats are so good that I've listened to. I wonder who's making these beats that like the more mainstream British artists are making their songs too. And maybe it could just be I'm from the United States, so hearing something different is a vibe for me, because I'm used to hearing the same reps over here over and over, or the same beats. Example, Britain doesn't have a DJ Premier or Timberland. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I definitely think it's on its way up, though. I definitely think that market is on its way up. Hence why Ice Spice went over there and collaborated with Central C. And then we saw, what's that man's name? Lil Baby go over there, do a collab with him. So people see that market is growing, and they want to tap into it. So I am definitely rooting for Great Britain. All right, y'all. Let's get into this. So Kamala Harris campaign took a hit yesterday. Apparently, somebody pew-pewed at her campaign office. I'm not sure if they were anywhere in the vicinity to her. We're going to check it out and see. And I'm going to tell y'all, I noticed a little bit of a difference in the reaction versus with, Donald Trump. And I just kind of feel like people need to get out of their feelings when it comes to stuff like this, because we all don't really know. Okay, I'm pulling it up right now. And I'm trying to be careful not to pull up any mainstream sites, because YouTube has been tripping a lot lately about copyright. All right, let me go ahead and share this. So this has been confirmed on several other sites. I'm just pulling up a lesser known site so I don't get in trouble. All right, so it says pew pews were fired at a campaign office for Kamala Harris in a Phoenix suburb, causing damage but no injuries, AP reported on Monday. The incident, which happened days before Harris's scheduled visit to the state, is being investigated by, I know this ad did not, investigated by Tom police. The authorities will be approaching it as a property crime since nobody was in the Democratic Party's office at the time the gunshots were pew-pewed. As per a report by the Arizona Republic, a similar incident happened at the same office on September 16th when rounds from a pellet or BB gun were also pew-pewed. Videos and images from local media showed 2 bullet holes in a door and 2 more in a windows of office. Sorry, in the y'all done lost my space. More in windows of the office. I'm sorry. So here is the statement the campaign gave. We are grateful to top police for coming quickly to the scene and are fortunate no one was present or injured. AP quoted Sean McInerney, the Arizona Democratic Party coordinated campaign manager, as saying, when Harris warned of shooting anyone who breaks into her house during a live stream forum with Oprah Winfrey and Vice President Kamala Harris on Thursday, there was a moment that stood out, diverging from the usual tone of discussions around gun safety, NYT reported. It began on an emotional note with a video depicting the terror of a school shooting, followed by a teenage pew pew victim sitting in the audience, her wrist and arm wrapped in bandages. Her tearful mother directly addressed Harris, pleading with those in power to make a change. Now, I'm going to say this. I feel like when Kamala Harris made that statement about unaliving anybody or pew pewing anybody that invades her home, that she was trying to do two things. So there are a lot of people who are saying that the Dems have an agenda to take our pew pews. I'm trying not to say the actual word because I don't want AI to be on my butt. Okay. But yeah, so I believe she was trying to make it seem like she's a part of that whole pew pew culture, that she understands people that own these pew pews. And don't think for a second that the woman who came to the rally, whose child was a victim of the school unalivings, the school pew pewings, was there by coincidence. I'm pretty sure she was asked to come and they funded her coming. With that said, I'm not saying that her child wasn't a real victim. I'm not saying that the school pew pewing wasn't real. So please don't twist my words. I'm saying a lot of the times politicians will use these type of incidents for a political moment. So I think at that time she was trying to like straddle the fence in that regard. And honestly and truly, guys, I'm going to say I'm very disturbed by how every time something like this happens in the United States, people want to address the weapons and they don't want to address the culture, right? Because there are other places around the world where people have these type of weapons and there are not mass unalivings going on at schools. And as somebody who used to be a teacher and work in schools, I can absolutely say that a lot of these incidences are coming down to parenting, are coming down to these children these days not valuing anyone's life. And I yield. I saw where there is a rise in knife violence in the UK. So it's not necessarily the same problems with the weapons, but the shanking and things of that nature has gone up. You can correct me if I'm wrong. You can say gats. Okay, clap offs. All right. All right. I'm gonna say gats. I like that. The gats. All right. So with that said, I'm going to tell y'all, I live in Colombia, and here they have very strict gat laws. You cannot walk around, you can't even walk around with a pocket knife over here. And this type of violence still happens. Now, in Colombia, kids don't go to school and decide they want to set it off at the schoolhouse. But the culture is also different here, especially here in Medellin, Colombia. People are a lot more happy. They're a lot more friendly. They're less isolated because they have time for friends and family. Now, do you have kids that bully other kids here? Of course. especially if you're talking about these private schools where the ultra wealthy Colombians go to. Even a lot of American citizens will not put their children in the best private schools here because the bullying is so bad. But even then, you don't see Colombian children going to school with shanks trying to do other kids in. But y'all, do y'all know who does have the gats? The criminals. Because let's be clear, in regards to GAT laws, the only people who follow GAT laws are law-abiding citizens. Criminals do not care, right? They're doing illegal activity anyway. They're taking risk out here anyway. So the issue here in Colombia is that the criminals have the GATs, the law-abiding citizens don't. So it's just known here in Colombia. We have a saying, no dar papaya, which means like don't give a reason. Because if a criminal rolls up on you on a motorcycle with a GAT, you just know I gotta come up off of my stuff. They know you have no way to defend yourself. People are walking around and are easy licks around here for criminal elements. Whereas in somewhere like Texas, somebody is going to think twice before they just pull up on you because everybody in Texas has a GAT. Everybody. So those type of incidences are not going to happen as much. You know, a criminal is going to think, well, this person might be packing. Yep, unfortunately, a 15-year-old got his life took from a jukin on Sunday. Yeah. So, you know, we're thinking that it's the GATs that are causing the problems. Now, certainly certain type of GATs realistically are able to take more people out at once than just a regular hand GAT or a shank. But even then, I'm going to say it is the culture, right? Because these kids that really want to go to school and unalive people, they'll start doing things like making explosives. So we got to fix the mentality. And there's a profile of people who are most likely to do this. So we have to fix the mentality. We got to get to the mental health of these children and get to the root of the problem. But if you are a law-abiding citizen who wants to feel like they have recourse against criminal elements, then creating stricter GAT control laws, that's not going to be the move, because only you and the people who actually care about these laws are going to follow them. People are going to continue to smuggle GATs into the country and get ghost GATs, all kind of things. And the only people who are going to be subject to these background checks and things of that nature are going to be law-abiding citizens. And that's just the reality of the matter. I want to go Choco State in Colombia. Are you Black Colombian yourself? I heard Choco is really beautiful. Everybody that has gone there has told me that Choco is nice and that the food is better there. No, I am not Black Colombia. I'm from the United States. I'm not Hispanic at all. So, let me go back to what I was saying in regards to this pew pewing at Kamala Harris's office. Now, I'm very glad that nobody was there because, you know, I would, as much as I don't like this woman, I'm just going to be honest. And I'm saying that as somebody who's also, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm an independent. I don't really see the value in either one of these candidates. I will say I will feel like one has shown themselves to be more useful than the other, to be honest. I mean, I remember when Trump was in office, it seemed like life was a tad bit easier. Now, that could be due to factors that have absolutely nothing to do with him. But I will say that this last 4 years for American citizens has been nothing but struggle for the average citizen. So as far as I'm concerned, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have done absolutely nothing to show and prove that they will be a benefit to the American citizens in a way that we'll be able to feel it in our pocket. Now, I know they come out and are talking about, oh, we've done X, Y, Z, but honestly and truly, it doesn't matter if people are going to the gas pump and going to the grocery store and just trying to live their daily lives, and they feel like they have less money to go around than what they did previously. So it comes down to basic economics, and the Democratic Party is miserably failing on that end. Okay, so I'm going to go to the reactions. So I'm going to pull up the reactions to Kamala Harris's campaign being her office. It wasn't her, like she wasn't actually present. I'm going to pull up the reactions to her campaign being pew-pewed up versus, and I might not be able to pull them all up on my laptop, but I can read them off on my phone. So I have this up from the Shade Room. Somebody says Democrats versus Republicans. Okay. Well, we don't even know who did it. Bossy Maidness says the election periods have been messy, but dealing with Trump and his people have made the election so unprofessional and ghetto. So this person is basically blaming Donald Trump's people for the pew-pewing. And again, I'm going to go through these comments without cherry picking. I'm just going to read straight down. I don't see how I can scroll through the comments here on Instagram, so I'm going to pull the rest up on my phone and read it. Okay, here we go. Somebody says, we still not voting for Trump button. Another person, Elon Musk encouraged this behavior. Shaking my head. Somebody else says Trump sent that hit. Again, this is back to back to back. So not one person yet in these comments that I'm reading so far has accused Kamala Harris in her campaign of staging this or blaming her or saying she's trying to get any votes. So far, according to the people, this is all Kamala Harris's fault. I'm going to find the comments section for Trump's pew-pewings and show y'all the difference. Read to y'all the difference. Kitty said, good morning. Hi, Kitty said, how are you? Okay, cool. Great to hear about Choco State from someone who is in Colombia. Thanks for letting me know. We got Black Colombians here in Britain. We got Ecuadorians here as well. Yeah, there are a lot of Black people in Latin America. I tell my kids this all the time when I used to teach in the United States. I used to be a social studies teacher, and they would be surprised to know that there are more Black people in Latin America than in the United States. There are more Black people in Brazil alone than in the United States. So the diaspora is major. Ecuadorians are made rude here, though. What? That's so crazy because Ecuadorians, well, at least the ones that I have met here in South America, they're very kind. They're very nice. So that is interesting to hear. Maybe something about being in another place changes their reactions. Oh, they're mad rude. All right. Another woman says, they trying to distract y'all from realizing an innocent man was just executed and they didn't even try to attempt to speak up for him or help him. I believe they're talking about Marcellus Williams. Rest in peace. That was sad and very tragic. Wow, I didn't know that. I'm in Houston. Yes, ma'am. Good to see you from Houston. Okay. I got people from Britain, Houston. Olivia, I think you're still in Texas, right? This ish is getting out of hand. This election has been a wild ride so far. So that's unbiased. Somebody says Kamala for president. Okay, here goes one person saying we're voting for Trump still. Can we say this was stage two? So we have one detractor. Okay. Oh, we get have another one. Somebody says this is the staged button. Another person says Elon Musk and Trump statements are what happened. Y'all trying to start unnecessary BS. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to find those same comments when it happened to Trump. Y'all give me a minute. I honestly and truly think that some of this is paid bots. Like I honestly and truly believe that you have some people who are on here giving their honest opinions, but because there are so many huge disparities in the comment section, I don't believe that people are being like this biased on their own. And that is a thing where these campaigns will pay bots to come into these comment sections and try to sway public opinion. I'm trying to find the actual pew pewing incident. Give me 1 second, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all this in the comments, because if you disagree, that's fine. Uh we're just disagreeing respectfully. Please, God, don't cuss in my comment section. Not because I'm a prude or anything. It's just I don't want the AI catching a hold to that and blocking my video or giving me a stripe on my channel. That's all. Wow, all you see is Diddy, Diddy, Diddy. We are going to talk about Diddy too. But man, I guess this happened so long ago. Their comment section is flooded. Their posts are flooded with Diddy. Okay, let me see if I can see anything here. So, uh, this says Donald Trump mentions Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in new posts. The bullets are flying and it will only get worse. Somebody says, who gonna tell him it was two white American citizens? Well, nobody said the race of who it was. He didn't say that. He didn't accuse any minorities of trying to pew pew him. Two Americans attempted to take his life and he's blaming immigrants. Make it make sense. Let me see where he said that. The rhetoric lies as exemplified by the false statements made by Comrade Kamala Harris during the rigged and highly partisan ABC debate, and all of the ridiculous lawsuits specifically designed to inflict damage on Joe's, then Kamala's political opponent, me, has taken politics in our country to a whole new level of hatred, abuse, and distrust. Because of this communist left rhetoric, the bullets are flying and it will only get worse. Allowing millions of people from places unknown to invade and take over our country is an unpardonable sin. Our borders must be closed and the terrorists, criminals, and mentally insane immediately removed from America. So I can't see the rest of that. But well, so he is kind of blaming the immigrants for all of our problems. Are y'all having an immigrant crisis there in Great Britain, Agil? I was reading up on that. Let me know how that's going over there. Now, he didn't directly blame the immigrants for his two attempts, but I could see how somebody could read this statement and take it as that. Someone says he uses every moment to throw shots at immigrants, Kamala, or Biden. You, Donald Trump, are the symbol of hatred and division. You are pew-pewing bullets at you with them same gun laws you support. Somebody says Kamala Harris for president, but let me see if I can find some more. So far, I haven't seen anybody try to show any empathy towards him. I saw a lot of comments originally being like, dang, they missed. Or they were like, this is stage. How are you going to miss both times? Like, ain't nobody just running around here with aim that bad. Like, those were the comments. Let me pull them up. Again, guys, if y'all are coming in, please hit the like button. That lets people know that I am live. Okay, here's one. All right, so this is on my phone. Somebody says these assassins were hired from Team U. I think that's how you say that company. It's either Team U or Team U. Somebody else says they don't assassinate how they used to. Another person, I do not need a president in office that's constantly under attack. Another person, they're so afraid of him coming back in office. LMAO, Kamala Biden ruined us and will continue to ruin us. Okay, so we have one detractor. Ain't nobody making the same mistake twice. Trump and his team are doing this. Another person says, who keeps hiring assassins from Team U? Shaking my head. Okay, so another person disappointed that the quality of assassin was not better. Again, I didn't see any comments of this sort under Kamala Harris's page or her post about her attempted assassination. Someone else says, crazy how a person pew-pewing at the former president can be taken into custody without harm, but a counterfeit 20 or sleeping in your bedroom or a traffic stop can get you murked. Someone else says, Trump Smollett. I guess they're trying to compare him to Jussie Smollett, who actually staged his own attempted unaliving. He knows he's going to lose, but wants to go down in history as the president with the most assassination attempts. This ish is fake AF. All right, so I'm done reading those comments. So as y'all can see, there's a clear bias. I feel like they catch people for doing less. If they really wanted to find the people that did this, they would. I feel like they were both fake. So yeah, I was saying yesterday, Liv, that like we don't know. That's the thing. This is all theater. And I'm not saying these attempts are fake. I'm saying I don't know. If they were fake, then there's a conspiracy here. Do y'all understand? Because with Trump's pew-pewings, the FBI has confirmed that they were real. And if that was something that he and his campaign or his other co-conspirators set up alone, then they wouldn't be able to have done it without the cooperation of the federal government, who was also saying that these things really did happen, that they are not staged. So if they are staged, the federal government is implicated, they're co-conspirators, and then you have to ask yourself, Why would they be doing that? What is their motivation? Because y'all have to understand, Donald Trump has been on trial. He's been prosecuted. So the federal government is not above putting him on trial for something as illegal as trying to stage his own unaliving. Same thing can be said with the Kamala Harris campaign. I highly doubt that they are going to come out and say that these are staged or fake events. And if they were staged and fake, again, that is going to take the corroboration of the federal government telling the American people that these events were real and they were not staged. So if you have a government that is willing to stage events for both sides, you got to ask yourself why. And you have to ask yourself who benefits. And then you have to ask yourself, then, if the same person benefits, why are we all sitting over here fighting on different sides of the aisle instead of coming together? Yes, I agree with what you said. They probably didn't orchestrate them, but their people did. Right. And if their people did, if their own campaigns did, then again, they have to do that in conjunction with the federal government. And in Donald Trump's case, in both cases, the Secret Service was there. So then the Secret Service is involved. And the Secret Service holds no loyalty to a president. They shouldn't, at least. They are supposed to hold loyalty to whoever is in office or has been in that office, but they are not respective of a political party. Ayel says, yep, mass uncontrolled immigration is a massive problem here in Britain, but a lot of dumb native Brits voted for mass uncontrolled immigration they have to pay the consequences. Now, did they vote for mass uncontrolled immigration, or did the people who they supported on other issues support mass immigration? So, for example, in Dallas, Texas, I know so many people who get upset about the immigration problem here, but they still go vote for Democrats. And it's not that they're necessarily voting for mass uncontrolled immigrations. It's that they're voting for other things that they feel like the Democrats might offer. So, for example, if they don't want their Social Security to be cut, or they want Medicare expansion, or they want to have access to food stamps and things of that nature, they will go vote for Democrats. And it's kind of like the immigration policies are a side effect of that. You understand what I'm saying? It's like that just comes along with it. So I have seen it with my own eyes, the same people who will call the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, a racist for trying to close up the borders in Texas. The same people who will call him a racist will be living in a Democratic city in Dallas, like a Democratic city like Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, and they will be complaining about the issues that are coming along with uncontrolled immigration. But those same people will still go vote for Democrats, either because they've been trained to do so or because they have other issues that they care about more. Now, the Native Brits openly voted for mass immigration because a lot of Native Brits are degenerate, super hypocrites. Okay. Well, you know better than me because I'm not on the ground. I'm just asking questions. So it's good to have a worldwide perspective. As for me, y'all, I do believe in immigration. I just believe immigration needs to happen legally. With that said, I think there's nuance, right? Because I grew up with a lot of Hispanic immigrants that came to the United States illegally, in particular Mexicans. That was our biggest wave of illegal immigration in Texas. So I have friends that are here on DACA who have been here since they were 3 years old and have been working, who are good, citizens. And like one of my friends was telling him before DACA was passed, he was about to get, like, he was in a detention center awaiting deportation and they let him go. So like there are certain situations, especially when somebody has been here for so long, where I don't agree in deporting them. Or I feel like at this point, just go ahead and give them their citizenship, especially if they've been here so long and they haven't gotten in trouble and they've been working. But then I also understand the mathematics of it all when we're talking about this new wave of immigration of people who haven't been here that long, who flooded in because we had cities like New York saying that they were going to give them money and food and shelter, and for a time they did, but now they're saying that they can't because they're flooded now. And it's not even a race thing. The logistics of it doesn't make sense. And now we have a different wave of illegal immigration. So instead of people just coming from Mexico or Central America, we have people coming from all around the world. They're flooding through the southern border and now the Canadian border. You have people from China. You have people from India. You have people from Africa. You have people from Haiti. You have people from South America. And a lot of these people are middle-aged men who are coming over here looking for work that the majority of them are not going to be able to get. And they're coming over here unmarried and with families. So naturally, because I've talked about this before, men on a scientific, biological, at the very bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of need intercourse, right? In a way that women don't. So naturally, you're going to have certain crimes go up because these men are going to want women. So you're going to have rapings of women going up. That's not to say that all immigrants are going to do that or that only illegal immigrants do that. Yes, I know American citizens do that, right? I'm just saying the number is going to go up because these men don't have women. They're coming over here with no women. And that's has nothing to do with the race. When the European men came over here from Spain, when they were conquering the Americas, they raped Native American women because they didn't come over here with wives like the British did. The British came over here with their women. So I'm just speaking on natural consequences of having a whole bunch of military age men with no families coming over here looking for work that is non-existent. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay. True. Politicians sneak in all kinds of policies that people don't even notice. Exactly. And I think we have to start giving each other more grace in that regard, because a lot of the times you might support a politician because you like one issue that they support, or maybe a few issues that they support, and you just have to kind of swallow the medicine when they support something that you're against. The great thing about the a lot of the dumb native Brits, a lot of them are dying off from them taking the snake bite. I mean, yeah, this is going to completely change the face of our culture because I think this is a different type of immigration too. So back then, especially when we had eras like the Gilded Age was an era of mass immigration to the United States. We were importing a new wave of immigrants then. So before we would have immigrants coming from either northern Italy or Britain, but during the Gilded Age, which happened at the turn of the 20th century, we had people coming all over. We had people coming from southern Italy, so you had a darker hue of people there. You had people coming from Poland, so we get this new wave of immigration from East Europe, right, that we didn't have before. We had the Chinese coming in, right? So there were issues then in terms of assimilation, but we created programs to help these people assimilate. And a lot of these people were basically absorbed into the culture. Um, I'm not sure if we have those programs in place now. And what I'm hearing from a lot of people who are living in communities where it seems like the immigrants are now becoming the dominant population there is that there is no assimilation. So nobody's assimilating, nobody's adapting, or they're not adapting as quickly enough because you can't expect somebody to assimilate within a matter of months. So that seems to be what's causing the cultural pushback. Now, I'm a realist. Once you let the genie out the bottle, you can't put it back in. So realistically, we're not going to be able to, even if Trump gets in office, not going to be able to deport all these people. And in any event, I don't know if that's necessarily, depending on the case, I don't know if that's necessarily the most humane thing to do, especially when we get children involved. I'm of the opinion that at this point, you know, just go ahead and secure the borders as best as possible to stop the flow coming into these countries, and then let's go ahead and deal with the community issues that are going on now because of this, right? Let's deal with trying to help assimilate these people. And at the same time, the American people are pissed because they see these people coming here and getting help that American citizens are not getting. So you have to appease the American people at this point. If they sat and they watched an immigrant get food stamps, a place to live, or they in some places like in Ohio, what's going on? Their landlords are kicking them out because they know they can charge higher amounts to immigrants who are getting help with housing or are possibly living with each other in one house, so they don't mind putting their money together to pay the rent. So you see the American people watch this happen. They're pissed, understandably so. So at this point, they need to be given something. We are sending all this money overseas to support wars that none of us even voted for, right? All that money, all of our tax money needs to be reinvested back into the American citizens in order to right what a lot of people feel like has been a wrong. And I can definitely see on both sides why people are frustrated. All right, I'm going to hop up off of that. So let me tell y'all something. I am so tired of Omika. Let me just not call him that. That's Nikki's name. Mika. Mika Mills, baby. I am so tired of Mika Mills. So Mika Mills got on Beyonce's internet and tried to play dumb like he does not understand why his name is being brought into the Diddy investigation. Now, we've seen them hang out. We've seen him and Rick Ross and then be around Diddy. And not to mention, did y'all hear that audio of Meek Mill and P. Diddy? Y'all know the audio I'm talking about. It was disturbing. So you had Diddy Security come out and say that he heard Meek Mill and P. Diddy getting it on. And again, quick disclaimer, I don't have anything against the alphabet community. And the only reason why I'm calling y'all the alphabet community is because I'm not trying to get my video flagged. But I don't have anything against the alphabet community. I respect anybody who comes and lives in their truth. Matter of fact, I think that if a man comes out and he admits that he openly dates other men, I feel like I respect that man more than a man who is either on the DL, walking around lying about who he is. Excuse me. Sorry, y'all. I feel like I even respect that man more than a man who was straight, but he is unfaithful and constantly lying to women and playing women and pretending that he can be something that he's never going to be. OMG, this Diddy stuff is getting wild, and it made my screen name topical. Kitty Scent. Okay, yeah, that's a cute name. It is getting wild. It is getting wild. Again, y'all go ahead and hit the like button if y'all have not already so that people can know that I'm on live. So I'm going to pull this up. It says Meek Mill. Let me make sure y'all can see it. Okay, perfect. Meek Mill wants to pay a team of investigators $100K to investigate his name allegedly being tied to the Diddy case. So this is what he said. I believe this was on X. I want to hire an investigative team, $100K cash to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name to Diddy case. Also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek. Anything to do with Buddy. Something's not right. So he's trying to make it seem like there's some type of conspiracy theory against him. First of all, I believe that it would be illegal for him to try to investigate what is going on with this federal case. Let's be clear, this is a federal case. So if he tries to hire people to start investigating and talking to witnesses and talking to people on grand juries and things of that nature, I don't think that that is legal. So already you're putting illegal activity out there. Also, I don't understand why he's so surprised that people are putting his name in it, as if he hasn't been hanging out with Diddy, been at Diddy's house, as if we haven't heard a video of him allegedly getting taken to Pound Town by Diddy. This is all alleged. So, of course, his name is being brought into it. And it's not just him. Anybody that was associated with Diddy or heavily seen with him is probably going to be under investigation. I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't looking into Stevie J. It's been said that Jay-Z is officially under investigation at this point. So you have a lot of people who are going to be brought into this case because it is a RICO charge. Okay. A RICO charge is a conspiracy charge. Okay. It is a conspiracy to get money through ill-gotten means, right? And a RICO charge is a very broad term to basically say that you were involved in some type of money scheme. But either way it goes, you have to investigate other people in a RICO charge because you cannot conspire with yourself. Other people are going to get brought up on charges. Other people are going to be associated with these crimes. Other people are going to be called in to testify. Other people are going to be questioned about their part in the racketeering or money laundering or whatever was going on. So I don't understand why he's so surprised and snitching on himself. They don't make thugs the way they used to anymore. I'm sorry. These people get on the internet and tell on themselves on a daily basis. These men don't go by codes the way they used to. Hence why he was allegedly getting bent over by Diddy. Okay. Y'all know what kind of thug I respect that's engaging in that type of activity? Do y'all remember The Wire? Did y'all watch The Wire? And Omar handled his business. He kept the code. He was straight G with it. And he ain't have no problem letting people know that he liked men's. He lived in his truth. But you were not going to test his gangster. Okay, that's the type of thug that's a part of the alphabet community that I respect. Meek Mill, I want him to sit down somewhere. All right. And lastly, on topics that I want to talk about, Diddy's kids have finally spoke up. Now, I noticed that they spoke up after all of this information about Kim Porter's alleged diary, Kim's lost words, have been leaked and people have been doing reads online. So let's get into what they said. So here, this is on the Shade Room, y'all. It says children of Kim Porter deny reports that their mother wrote a book. Any so-called friend speaking on behalf of our mother is not a friend. So here's a quote. We have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents, Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not, and anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves. Additionally, please understand that any so called friend speaking out on behalf of our mom or her family is not a friend. Pause. Okay, so if these claims, again, which have been swirling around before this book even came out, were not true, then why have other friends like Kamora has come and tried to speak out? There have been other friends who have alluded to some of the stuff that was in this book. So is Kamora not a friend? There were people who were calling for an investigation into her death. Um, Nor do they have her best interest at heart. Our lives were shattered when we lost our mother. She was our world, and nothing has been the same since she passed. While it has taken, while it has been incredibly difficult to reconcile how she could be taken from us too soon, the cause of her death has been long established. So they believe she passed from this cold. There was no foul play. Grief is a lifelong process, and we ask that everyone respect our request for peace as we continue to cope with her loss every day. We are deeply saddened that the world has made a spectacle of what has been the most tragic event of our lives. Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, kind, and loving woman that she was. I believe everybody has said that she was beautiful, strong, and kind. Like Kim Porter has not been described in anything less of a positive light. Even when I read the excerpts of the book yesterday, um, there was nothing in that book that would indicate that she was anything less than a good person. A naive person, yes, perhaps. A woman who felt like she had to stay for with the man for a lifestyle, yes, of course, as many of the women in that industry are. But that's not necessarily an attack on her character. Her memory should not be tainted by horrific conspiracy theories. Well, baby, the federal government is involved at this point. The feds are involved at this point. So it's gone beyond conspiracy theory. We ask that everyone please respect our mother, Kim Porter, and hold her legacy in high regard so that she may rest in peace. It's what she deserves. We love you and miss you, mommy. Quincy, Christian, Jesse, and Delilah. Now, let me say this. I have extreme empathy for these children, right? Because not only is their father a monster by many accounts of people who are not family, this is not their father, the people who are speaking out. So they don't feel like they have to defend his reputation. But there are so many people who would say he would lock the kids out the house. There are so many people who have said that he would mess with his son's girlfriends. Okay, we saw firsthand what happened with Lori Harvey. So I can only imagine what other stuff was going on. So these kids lost their mother, then having to deal with the fact that their father possibly did it. And for Quincy, a man that has been a father figure in his life since he was small. So I completely understand them not being able to mentally deal. And not only that, their livelihood is on the line. They all eat off of Diddy, point blank, period. If he goes down, their entire lifestyle shifts unless he's able to get some type of deal with the higher ups, agreeing to take the fall for this and do his time, and his kids will be set and taken care of. That's the only way I see these children being able to maintain their same lifestyle, because as far as their careers are concerned, Diddy has sabotaged a lot of their progress left and right from his own jealousy. I don't know if the twins have any talent or marketable skills that would allow them to make money on their own. And, they came from a privileged lifestyle. They just don't have that same type of hustle or even that same type of greed that their father might have had, because they haven't tasted poverty. So I can understand them wanting to get out and defend P. Diddy, because at the end of the day, their lifeline is on the line, and people are constantly talking about their lives. Their lives are constantly on display. It would be a lot for anybody to handle. With that said, I think it's going to take some time, but eventually they need to come to the reality of the fact that everything ain't right in the buttermilk with P. Diddy. And they probably already know that. I'm not even sure they wrote this statement. Maybe a publicist wrote this and put it out there. So that's something else that we might have to consider. All right, guys. So I have pretty much talked about what I want to talk about. Now, what I will go ahead and do is I'm going to open up the floor for y'all. If y'all want me to talk about anything, you can. I'm also going to drop a link in the chat and put it in there so that you can come up and give your opinion on anything if you want to. I know a lot of y'all are probably at work. So if you want to give an opinion about anything I've spoke on, the link is in the chat. You don't have to come up on video. You can just come, with your avatar. I understand a lot of y'all probably doing things, or you might not be looking your best right now. So the link is in the chat. Again, if you're just now coming in here, please go ahead and hit the like button. That helps people to know that I'm on live. It helps my message get circulated across these YouTube streets. But yes, guys, this is all very interesting. I'm going to watch and see if it unfolds. Again, I was supposed to do a reading of the rest of the book. I did a reading of the book Kim Porter's Lost Words yesterday. And I read through like I believe it was the first 5 chapters. So there was a lot of info in there, y'all. Like, allegedly, Diddy tried to sleep with Pac. Allegedly, Pac had slept with Kim Porter. Allegedly, Diddy, Mary J. Blige, and Kim Porter had a 3-way. Allegedly, Diddy orchestrated the hit on Pac because he was irritated that Pac would not sleep with him. What else happened? And allegedly, Diddy had been, requesting that Kim Porter use toys on him, to pump him, if y'all know what I'm trying to say. So y'all go listen to that after this live. If you did not hear it, catch the replay. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and hop up off of here because I don't see anybody asking any questions or wanting to come up. It's been real. Guys, please remember that I get on here. Come on, look for me between 7 and 8:30 in the morning. I apologize for being tardy this morning. With that said, if you're new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and remember that I am a self-love coach who helps people radically transform their lives through one-on-one coaching. If you are looking for that type of help, shoot me an email at thepassportsis@gmail.com. I'm also a travel broker as well as a travel agent. So if you are interested in either planning a trip, and if you need an itinerary for a trip, hit me up at thepassportsis@gmail.com. Or if you want to get involved in the travel business, go ahead and shoot me an email. With that said, y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. I will see y'all tomorrow at the same time. You're welcome.